Today we're going to be making Jacob's Ladder books. They're accordion books like this, but they have a secret hidden panel. So they can be open like this, but can also open this way, revealing hidden panels in the middle. And you can turn it around and do the same on the other side. And it's very simple. You just use woven paper strips like this that you could take out and rearrange. So this one I did with some found poetry using cut words out of magazines. You could also make it a lot longer, but I'm going to show you how to do 4 panels. This is one that has, I think, 8 panels, and the pages unfold and fold in different ways when you have longer panels like that. See, here's one that illustrates how the numbers work. So you have all 1s, all 2s, and then I pinch and pull apart here. I have 3 and 4. Then I open, I see on the back I have 5, 6, and then I have 7, 8. But again, I could unweave these, and you see how the numbers are combined, and I could rearrange them in any way that I want. So here's what you'll need. 1 long strip of paper, and then 2 smaller sheets of paper, which are actually 1/4 of the size. So 4 of these would make up 1 of these. This sheet is 14 by 5.5, and these are 5.5 by 3.5 because I divided 14 into 4 to get the width, and it's going to be the same height. So you'll start by folding the long strip into a 4-panel accordion. And again, I have my bone folder here, which you use to burnish folds, but you could also use any tool or your fingernails to do that job if you don't have a bone folder. This paper has 2 different colors. I chose it because I thought that would be interesting for the Jacob's Ladder book, because you'll see the different colors on each side. So I'm going to go ahead and fold it in half lengthwise. Make sure those cut edges are lining up neatly with each other. Then fold with your fingers from the center out and use your bone folder to make that fold nice and crisp. Then you take this and fold it back to that center fold. Make sure it's even. Fold with your fingers and then use the bone folder. And you can flip it over and do the same on the other side. So always just folding to that center fold to make a nice even accordion. So you should have something that looks like a W or an M. And this is a 4-panel accordion, and that could be a finished book if you wanted to. This could be the cover and the pages. This is also nice for cards or zines. But we're going to go ahead and cut the slits in the middle part here so that this can be a Jacob's Ladder book. So I like to do this with scissors. You could also do it with a knife, X-Acto knife. But we're going to do 1 cut directly in half, then cut that in half and cut that in half. So three cuts to make 4 slits. And I'm cutting from the center fold right up into this crease here. Make sure you don't cut the front and back panels. Those are going to be our covers. I'm just eyeballing it, but you can do this by measuring. And they don't have to be even. They could be different thicknesses of strips, or they could be wavy even. You could have more than 4 strips if you want, but you have to have at least 4 strips. So I've cut those 4 pieces. You should have something that looks like this. The center is what's cut, but the cuts don't go past the front page and the back page. Now we're going to take our inside panels, which are also double-sided. So I'm going to start here, and you want to start, doesn't matter if you start over or under, depending on what you like the look of. I'm going to start under and just weave under, over, and then under again, and then over. And on the next one, whichever way you started here, you're going to do the opposite here. So I started underneath. Now I'm going to start by going over. And you might have to fold these or bend them a little bit to get them in there. You want it to be snug, but not too snug. But you also don't want it to be too loose, because if it's not the right size, it's too loose, then they're going to fall out. So these should be perfectly snug, just like that. All right, so now you see I have sort of a checker here because I alternated the way I wove those two. Here I have yellow and orange, and here I have pink and green. And then you can close the whole book like that, and then you can pinch the spine together and pull apart at the foredge. And now I have green and yellow here. And then, whoop, like a magic trick, you can reverse the direction of the folds. It might be a little stiff at first, but now I have yellow on the outside, right? And then I'm going to pull apart here, and I'll see the side with orange and pink. It's a little bit tight. If you're having something like that, you might need to cut the inside panel a little bit smaller. And that's it. So what you could do is let it relax using the bone folder like that. If you want to attach some thicker piece of paper on the front and the back, that could be more of a sturdy cover, you could do that. Or you could just decorate this to be the cover as is. I'm using a cardstock, so it is thicker. But if you're using thinner paper, you might want to cut a piece this size and glue it on to make it more of a hard cover. And then, yeah, there's a lot of things you could do with this. You could write a poem, you could have a picture, you could do collage, and think again about the secret message that you could have in the inner panels.